Hey guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. This week I'll be reviewing a movie that just came on Netflix this Friday, and it's called Win It All. This movie features Jake Johnson and is directed by Joe Swanberg, who also did another movie with Jake Johnson called Drinking Buddies. Now you probably know Jake Johnson as the lovable Nick Miller from New Girl, but you know he's done other films. I mean, they haven't been very successful. He had a small role in Jurassic World, but pretty much you're gonna know him from New Girl. This movie's a strong break for Jake Johnson. He's really good in it. He plays a character that is struggling with gambling addiction, and it's a heavy drama at times, and he pulls it off really well. He's shown that he's not a one-trick pony. He's not just the comedic guy. He's not Nick Miller. He can do other things, and this movie really showcases some of his talents. Jake Johnson's the main performer in the film. There's a small group of supporting actors, but it almost completely focuses on Jake Johnson's character. You meet him in the beginning and you see that he has this big problem with gambling, and he's tasked with taking care of someone else's finances, and quickly you see that he screws that up because he goes out and gambles with the person's money. Now that's not a spoiler at all, because that's literally the first thing you learn in the movie is about this guy loaning him or taking care of his money. So after he realizes that he's pretty much completely screwed and that he can't get back from this problem, he decides he wants to turn his life around. This movie does a really good job of showing someone that's struggling with addiction and trying to right the ship on their life and have everyone around them help them. One of the cool things about this movie is it's filmed with a grainy retro style, so like it's not the HD really crisp movies you're used to now. Like when I first thought it on, I thought like my Netflix wasn't buffering all the way, but it really is filmed like an early 90s type movie with a low quality camera, which gives it a really realistic feel. This movie has a very realistic and gritty style to it where you really feel like this is something that's happening. It doesn't have these over-the-top moments, and it doesn't have things that are so far off the normal realm of someone you could see happening in real life. And Jake Johnson shows a wide range of emotions that someone who's going through an addiction would feel. Like he has these euphoric highs when he's winning, and he has these incredible lows when he's lost it all and he's pretty much at the complete bare bottom of his life. And I mean, there's been movies before where you've seen characters that have struggled with gambling addiction, but you've never had one that was such a realistic, small-scale one. This isn't casinos, this isn't Las Vegas, this is set in, urban Chicago where he's going into these seedy bar areas to gamble. I thought it was interesting that it dealt with gambling addiction, which you don't usually see in film. You usually see, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, and it takes you into a world that you wouldn't see normally. I mean, other movies like, obviously you think of like The Fighters, a really good movie where someone is, it's a strong addiction, it's affecting their life, and that's a great performance by Christian Bale. The major negative I would have about the film is the ending's a little strange. The way that the movie ends, it's kind of anticlimactic, but up until the end it was great performance, great story, you care a lot about the character, and you're emotionally invested in this movie. So ultimately this is a story of redemption and a story of someone who's trying to fix their life, who you're really rooting for. I would personally recommend checking out this movie. If I were to rate it, I would probably actually give it an 8 out of 10. This movie, it did the things that some other movies that have dealt with the same source material did, but it made it a more grounded, a more realistic, and even the way it's like filmed in that older style, you really are zoned in on the character. So yeah, you should definitely check out this movie. If you have Netflix, just go pop it on right now. It's not a long movie, it's only an hour and a half, so the high drama and the filming of it doesn't feel too dragged out like a movie like this could be. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe down below. And what's your favorite Netflix movie? I mean, there's tons that have been coming out, and I think next week we'll be trying to check out the movie Sandcastle with Henry Cavill, so Netflix has put out some good stuff, so make sure you go check it out. Bye!